world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Rob Gronkowski drinking his coffee this? Wow.
Hey, Kay, can you guess with my background? That's a real background. That's no AI background now. Can you guess where I am with all those beautiful mountains and that snow scenery right behind me?
You
Can you guess
are
where I am?
at Big Sky.
No, that's close, though. That's close. I am at a ski resort, a ski resort town, but not Big Sky. Big Sky's too fancy for me. You got to remember, I'm a blue collar guy.
Are you in Montana, Wyoming,
Nope, nope,
Jackson Hole, Aspen?
nope.
It doesn't look like
Oh,
Aspen.
close. Getting hotter.
Vail?
I'm in Val, Colorado currently.
That is so
That is
Gronk,
correct.
it hurts me. Like, that is the most Gronk city of all ski cities. I remember once you telling me that you like skiing because nobody can recognize you, which is an absolute lie. That you think that people don't recognize you when you have ski gear on is absolutely crazy.
Well, they recognize me in a different way. They don't recognize me as Gronk, the football player. They recognize me as, I probably got it about 15 times in the ski slopes the last 2 days. Holy shnikes, you're huge. How tall are you? Like that's how they recognize me, and they
Oh,
don't know it's me underneath. And the thing is, somehow people know my voice, probably because I'm on this wonderful show every week, Kay, and all these listeners out here in Colorado
you're
are
so
listening.
funny.
But if I say something back to them, I actually try to disguise my voice too, because I'm like, "Oh, you're Gronk," and I'm like,
Let's hear it.
"No." Yeah, so I trick everyone at all times.
And what do you think? What do you think? Who do you think that they think that you are? Like a basketball player, like an Eastern
Yeah, everyone
European,
thinks
like?
a lot of people think I'm a basketball player. And I get that majority of the time. No one out of the time people don't know who I am and they just see me and they see like the height and kind of the width as well. Only 5% of the time they ask me if I'm a football player. And the other 95%, they every time they go right to basketball.
I feel like you skiing doesn't really make like sense from a physics perspective. How does that
Hey,
go? Pretty well?
physics perspective of me running up the seam full speed, running by DBs, linebackers, and safeties doesn't make sense either, Kay. But I defy all physics. I defy science out there, Kay, and that's why I'm the Gronkster, baby.
That's why you're the Gronkster. Thank you for joining the show, especially when you're clearly away and you're working so freaking hard this year. I want to, and you're adding gigs to your thing, but you only add gigs that you love. That's what I've learned. Like if you're doing something, you love it. You host the, let me get this right, Bucked Up
Yep.
LA Bowl. Okay, Bucked Up LA
Yes,
Bowl.
fucked
That's
up.
happening this Saturday at SoFi. The Huskies, Boise State. What do I need to know?
Yeah, I'm really pumped about it this year. We got two very solid teams. Boise, obviously, a franchise program from the Mountain West Conference. I'm pretty sure they were in the playoffs last year when they had Ashton Genty as the running back. And then their storied program, that's not a Power Four in the Power Four conference. And they basically win it all every year, or they have potential to win it all every year in the Mountain West Conference. So they won the conference championship last week. So now they get an automatic bid to the Bucked Up LA Bowl at SoFi Stadium this Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then we also got the Washington Huskies. Pretty solid team this year. It's pretty wild because they got head coach Jedd Fisch, and Jedd Fisch was the head coach at the University of Arizona a couple years ago, and then he actually he bounced on us. He wasn't loyal to the University of Arizona. I'm going to have to give him some, grief 100% about that. But he's doing a good job at Washington now. They're 8-4, so it's going to be a solid game. And what I really like about this game is, yes, it's on ABC, and it's right after the Heisman presentation. So Saturday night's the only football game on in the world at that time. So it's gonna be a great draw. We got solid two teams as well. The only thing I'm disappointed about is University of Arizona was on pace to come to the Bucked Up LA Bowl. And Kay, they
Oh,
outdid themselves in the best way possible. They got too freaking good. The University of Arizona went 9-3 and
no
accepted the higher bid
way.
to the Holiday Bowl, which is BS. They should have declined that bowl and accepted our invitation. But I understand, you get paid more money going to a higher bowl game and accepting that offer.
Washington, 9.5-point faves. I just looked it up. Over Boise State on FanDuel Sportsbook, guys. Check it out. Washington finished 8-4. Their 3 losses did come to ranked teams. It'll be a lot of fun. And I can imagine there's a couple surprises too, right?
Yeah, a couple years ago, Boise State was in it actually, and they lost to UCLA. And I raced their dog at halftime, and no one's ever beat their dog. I think only one time actually before. He races someone every halftime, throughout the games at Boise for their home games. So the dog's going to be there again, and I'm hoping that I get another rematch so I can go 2-0 and feel good about myself that I can be. I forgot the name of the mascot of the dog, but hopefully I get to race him again and go 2-0 versus him.
You had a guest analyst in your studio that was like pure joy to watch. JAMEIS Winston. He looked great, natural, so, like loved just the vibe I guess he brought. How would you describe what that day was like and what his energy is like?
Yeah, so Jameis Winston, he was there for part of the kickoff show, basically majority of the time, and they came on for a segment on our pregame show. And you just described it perfectly. Jameis Winston just brings a ball of joy to the table, big time. And he's natural. It's just him. He's just being himself, and everyone loves to be around him. People say, "Oh, I love to be around Gronk. It brings juice to me, and it's just a ball of
Yeah.
energy and joy." Well, I can tell you this: I got that feeling of what people say about me with Jameis Winston. I mean, he's such a great guy, and what I really liked about him too is he brought the personality, but he was prepared. I can definitely see him having a big time role, in the future after he's done playing on whatever TV network it is. Hopefully Fox, because Fox is the best in the game, and I would love to have him over there. But he is dominant, and he has spits knowledge, especially as a quarterback. He knows the game of football. He knows defenses. He knows how to talk as well, and also analyze. So Jameis Winston's a star in the making once he's done, with his playing career.
It's fun always to have it's like a burst of energy to have just people visit, right? Like cameos. I remember like when Julian would come in before he was part of the family, right? It was just like a different level. It's always just fun to have guests come visit your home with this set and all of you guys doing your job there. If you could pick another, like a current quarterback, backup or starter, the next person you would like to visit the set, who is it? Who is that?
Dang, that's a great question. I would go with the backup quarterback for the Patriots right now. He was the backup quarterback for the Giants. The Italian kid, DeVito, right?
You want to go with Tommy DeVito?
I was going to say Danny DeVito, but I was like, I know it's not Danny DeVito. I was like, it's Tommy DeVito. It would just be cool because he's got New England ties now, He
Okay.
played for the Giants, obviously backup, but New England ties being the backup now. He's got a couple commercials. I see him out there, those backup role commercials that are always classic to watch on TV. But it would be cool, have him make like a chicken cutlet or something. It would spice it
Yeah.
up.
Listen, Eric Shanks, if you're listening, no Mahomes. We don't care about Josh Allen. Nobody wants to hear from Lamar Baker. Like we want Tommy DeVito. I love
Yes,
that.
yes, just as a cameo. We're not
Just
saying
as a
full time.
just
Jameis
yeah, just
Winston.
as a cameo. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Jameis Winston,
Um,
full time. He's great. I love his juice,
Tell
love
me.
his energy, and you just never know what he's going to say. You
Yeah.
just don't. Yeah, he gets you
Those
juiced up.
those producers there's a couple people on your set where it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. That's why it's so fun to watch. It has been my dream to have Philip Rivers do that, like be on a set, do the whole thing. Like I think he'd be so good in a booth, whatever. Launch a podcast, like talk. Just listening to Philip Rivers, is something that I've loved. When you hear this news that this 44-year-old, younger than Tom when he came back into, is going to rejoin the Colts, come back after he's been so adamant about like he's happy, he's got the kids, he's got the lifestyle. What was the first thing you thought, him as the Colts quarterback?
I mean, at first, when the news broke about 2 days ago that he had a tryout to be on their practice squad, I kind of thought it was AI. Those AI fake news
Yeah.
reports that go around online. That's what I thought at first. I was like, no chance. I mean, I get it. Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts quarterbacks are all hurt, but like that has to be AI. The guy hasn't played football in years. He's 44 years old. I think it's absurd that he's coming back. I personally think that it's probably not the right move. If I was a betting man, and I was up to the gun, if I had a gun up to me and it was, hey, bet, how do you think Philip Rivers is going to do? I would say not that great. I mean, yeah, I just don't see it happening when you're out of the game for that long at that age. You got to be able to be with it every single day to understand what's going on. Yes, I know he's played for so long, he can get right back into it, but still to have the arm strength, just the knowledge, just the speed, just your brain, just chemistry, just going with the flow of the game of how fast it's moving. I just don't really see it happening. But the way that they're progressing him already, starting on the practice squad. You're going to have to give him 2-3 weeks and then possibly call him up. But I don't know. I just don't see it really ending the way that they think it's going to end right now. And
I
I
will
love
say,
Philip Rivers. I
yeah,
love him. It's not,
he
it's,
left.
yeah,
He left playing like really well. I would just say that.
yeah,
I know it
he
was a
did it.
long
But
time.
that was what? How long ago was it? 3-4 years ago?
I just said
You,
it. I don't
you,
even remember.
5 years
Harrison,
ago. You can't take
20.
off from the game of football for that long
Okay,
at
how
that
long at the
level.
quarterback position
At that
can you
level.
take off and come back and play? 1 year? Just 1 year?
I mean,
If
also
it,
depending on your age. If you're 25 years old, you can take off 2 years if you've been
but he
throwing
didn't
with you.
show any decline.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he did not. Respectfully, Matt Ryan, we had him on the show this week. He was like, "I'm toast. I'm 40. I'm toast."
Yes.
He didn't, not a quote, but it was implied. And you looked at, Drew Brees, the arm there are things that like correlate. I never saw that with Philip. Philip had like a
I did,
4,000-yard season his last season with the Colts.
no, I agree. He didn't have a drop off when he was playing, so it was a little surprising when he retired. But the thing is,
What's
he's
going to be
been
the
off
hardest part,
for,
Gronk?
for 4 years now. The hardest part was his last 4 years. Was he still throwing the football every single day, even with 14 kids in his house and being a full-time dad and husband? That's kind of like impossible. Like once you retire, you kind of usually just get the game of football out of your mind and you just
No.
focus on what's in front of your life now instead of, what you have to do on a daily basis to be ready for the game coming up that Sunday. So that's the hardest part is what was he doing over the last
Okay,
years? Like,
here's
is
what
he
I
going to
can tell you.
surprise us? I don't know.
This is you're, you've had coffee this morning. It's so funny to listen to.
I did right
I will
here.
tell. I know. Cheers to you and to Philip Rivers at 44. Here's what I can tell you. He's remained very. Here's what we know. He's remained very close with Shane Steichen. They text a lot. They go back and forth. I knew this that they've remained close on like football stuff. Okay, so so it doesn't sound like the mental part is something that you are concerned with. Like he could come back and like pick it up and like he's got it. He's also been coaching his kids' team. They run the same offense like as the Colts. It's like that's just like a thing, right? We know that him and Drake May were working out together in the offseason. He is kind of throwing the ball around, right? But we're worried that like his arm, he's going to go out there and his arm's not going to have it. Or it's like from taking a hit. What do I need to be looking at? They've got Seattle this week.
Yeah, taking a hit. There's no way that he's going to be able to play in this game. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's on the practice squad, correct?
Has he been advanced? I don't know. Like I'm just too caught
Yeah,
up in the
but you
fun
can
of it.
advance him at any time
Harrison,
when
he's
you're on
on
the
the
practice squad.
he's on the practice
So that
squad.
doesn't
I think
matter.
he's
But
starting.
I don't think he's going to be starting this week. No way. And the thing that we're going to be looking for is his not just arm strength. Arm strength may be there. It's the consistency over 50, 60 throws on a daily basis. Is the arm strength going to start declining, once you start throwing that many passes every single day? That's what you're looking for. And you're looking for how strong his arm is as well. Can you throw an out route to the sidelines? If you
Yeah.
can't, you take off, a quarter of the speed, well, then that's just enough speed to take off for the defensive back to come and make the play and intercept it and bring it to the house. So does he still have that zip on it that he had when he retired like 4, 5, 6 years ago or whenever he did? That's what we'll be
20
looking
years
for.
ago. He just doesn't
Yeah.
coming from the dead to quarterback. All right. Those are really, really good points. I love that. All I keep thinking like, so the Colts were this sexy hot team. We were like, they could go all the way. They're out. Bengals out. Whatever. I understand the problem. Chiefs, somehow they're still like alive on FanDuel Sportsbook. They're out. The Bills better win the Super Bowl. I would like to know how you feel about my take on this. Like, you don't have to deal with any of those guys. The Ravens are super banged up. If you don't cash in and win this year, I don't even know if you're a fan, like how you get up from that. They better cash in on this. And if they don't win a Super Bowl, it will be more disappointing than any year of the Josh Allen experience because you know what that means? That means your Patriots are freaking going. That is like rubbing salt in a wound that they like already have nightmares about from when you played with the Patriots.
Yeah, Kay, that's actually a great point that I never really realized over the last couple of weeks is that, yes, Kansas City is down, the Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. Those are the teams that have beaten the Buffalo Bills and given them trouble to get to the Super Bowl. And now that those teams are gone, all of a sudden the Patriots have risen, the team that has kept them out
It's
of,
awful.
first place out of the division for the last like 20 years, from 2000 to 2020. And now the Patriots have risen once those teams have fallen. So it's just not going the way that it needs to go for the Buffalo Bills. They just got to finally step up and beat one of those teams if they want to make it to the Super Bowl. But I don't see them beating the Patriots this year. The Patriots are in their way once again. I'm sorry, Bills, but it just is what it is.
And it's brutal. Who do you like? We just had to show the Super Bowl odds. I mean, Broncos, but I mean, like even the Broncos, like you can say like the Buffalo Bills don't have the defense. How could you not have the defense in a window with Josh? You have the best player in the game. How do you not have a defense to like stop the run? I don't understand. And you, of course, like the Broncos. Can we look at the AFC? I've clearly have had too much coffee too. Can we look at the AFC standings? And even like that's no excuse either that they don't have a defense. Like you're gonna let Bo Nix beat you, Josh Allen? Absolutely not. This is your Super Bowl, and this is there's no turning back on that for me. Who do you like in the AFC?
Man, the AFC, it's so up in the air, and I haven't seen it in this long, in this many years, where it's
Crazy.
just so wide open, even with the
It's
Broncos
drunk.
being 11-2 and the Patriots being 11-2. But I'm going to stick with my gun. And everyone's been down on the Patriots every single week. This is another test game. And then they beat them, and they beat them by a couple touchdowns, and they beat them significantly, like dominating them in all aspects of the game. And then, oh, well, they got to play this team next week, and they got a great rush. Can they handle? Then they handle them. And then, oh, the Patriots still don't have. Patriots are the real deal. They're the team to beat in the AFC. They've shown it over the last 10 games with the 10-game win streak. I'm going with the New England Patriots. Why? Because they're a complete team all over the place. They got solid special teams, solid offense. Drake May is just a superstar all over the place, and he's getting better every single week. And the defense, they play physical, and Mike Vrabel preaches, hey, we're a physical defense. He's been preaching it from the beginning since he's been there, and it's showing big time, especially after last week's game versus the Giants.
We're going to take a TV break. We got to do prop a shot when we get back, but I do want to ask before you go, the Patriots, your AFC faves, I love that. They can clinch the division against the Bills this Sunday. That's the crazy game. They're going in as underdogs at home in Foxborough, your Patriots. Other than Drake May, who has to have a massive game for the Patriots for them to walk out champs?
It's not even about someone else having a massive game. It's just them playing together on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Hunter
Hmm.
Henry comes through, when he needs to, but it's not like he produces 100+ yards every single game, but he just produces a first down when needed. And same with Stephon Diggs, he's not putting up the numbers that he used to put up as a number one wide receiver, but he's coming through in the clutch when they need him. Pop Douglas as well. He's made some deep ball plays down the field, when needed throughout the season. So it's kind of like using the tools, whatever's presented that week as a team. And Josh McDaniels bringing the best out of, the weapons that they need to be utilized that week at any given week. And then also no one's really being a superstar. It's everyone just playing together and just getting the job done. Matt Collins coming through with some big plays when needed
Hmm.
as well at the wide receiver. Matt Collins, that is, at the wide receiver position when needed as well. So it's not like someone has to step up. But if someone has to, it's the two running backs. That's what really keeps the Patriots going, is when those two are rolling.
Short break. We'll be back after this. You can get your water. We'll be back with some prop a shot after this on the
Yeah.
Evan Adams Show. Blaine Gabbert, your former teammate, joining us as well. I'm sure you'll get to say hi
Love
before
Blaine.
you go. I know you
Blaine's the
guys
man.
like to lift weights
Where's he
together.
at? Get him on.
He'll be on after prop a shot. I have to ask you this: how many? So this would be AFC East champs. You have like how many? 9? You
Well, I played
personally?
9 years on the Patriots, so I have 9 AFC AFC division champs.
Yes. Where do you
AFC
keep?
what?
Where do you keep your hats and your T-shirts?
Yeah, so I don't have them all. So I kind of donate some of them when I go through the closet, like the older ones. So I still have my one from my rookie year, because that's a symbol right there. That's a memory for life, winning your first one. That's kind of like winning your first Super Bowl. You'll always remember winning that. When we got the first hats and T-shirts, it's the coolest thing of all time. Your rookie year, and then after like your fourth and fifth year, you're like, hat and T-shirt game. Like, actually, this means nothing. It's cool to celebrate it that night, but like, we're here to win a Super Bowl, not just win the division. So you celebrate it real quick. So I got like 3 or 4 of them, still left
Okay.
around in my house. I can dig them up when needed. I don't know exactly what other ones I have after my rookie season. when we won the division. But it gets to be a lot, Kay, man. All the
Yeah.
memorabilia, it's too much. I like to
It's
just to
too
keep the
much.
big
Oh,
hitter
it's so
ones,
hard.
and
I
that's
think
all. It
it's
really is.
I
It
think
really is.
it is good perspective that this will mean something to Drake May.
Oh, 100%. It's his rookie year. This will mean a lot to Drake May. It'll mean a lot to a lot of other guys on the team too, because it's going to be their first, division championship, and winning their division and being in
Yeah.
first place. So they're definitely going to
Because
celebrate. And you're going to see it.
I wouldn't
Well,
care, I don't think, about winning it, or like when I look at it as a fan, I'm like, they win the division, big whoop or whatever. But it's nice to know that even though like Vrabel's sort of like, whatever how he's managing it, like it does mean something when it'll be nice to know that Drake May, if they do beat the Bills, it'll mean something to him, and he'll keep the hat and thing like when he looks back on it in 10 years. It's very cool.
Oh, it will
Harrison.
truly mean something to him and a lot of other guys on the team, especially what makes it even more significant is it's going to be against the Buffalo Bills, who've been dominating that division over the last 4 years. So that's what's going to make it extra special as well, is beating the Buffalo Bills again and winning the division.
Yeah, it'll be nice for Stephon Diggs, all of the things, a nice little extra there. Okay, Harrison, prop a shot. Let's do it. We do this every week. I don't know what the score is. Figure it out.
All right, you guys both went 2 for 3 last week, so we are still tied 24-24. You guys know how this game works. I'm going to tee you up with 3 props each. We got Falcons-Bucks tomorrow night. Kay, I'll start with you. The over-under for Baker Mayfield's touchdown passes is sitting at 1.5. Does he go over or under that?
Oh, he's going to go over that. He's going to go over that. It's a primetime game. I believe it's high stakes. Division's on the line. Mike Evans, Gronk's teammate. Are you coming back? Are you not? I don't know. Whether or not he comes does not matter. He is going to have a big night.
All right, Gronk, the line for Baker's passing yards, 219.5. You going over or under that?
Hamilton, I saw the line last night and I kind of forgot what I picked. If I was thinking under, but then I thought about it. They need this game so freaking bad. That's why I'm confused right now. Then I just rethought about it again. And I'm like, he has to go over because they need to win this game. And if they don't, the Carolina Panthers may possibly be in first place then after this weekend too. And that won't be any good. So Baker Mayfield needs to step it up. Okay, that's a good choice to go over 1.5.
Yeah, you sound a little scared or shaky. You don't sound very certain. Are you things are tied up, you can't handle the heat of this, or like what's going on? You good?
Hey, Kay, the Bucks have fallen off a cliff right now, so I'm a little shaky, okay?
I get it.
They need to bounce back this week. So Baker's going to bounce back. I'm going over. Hey, Kay, when you're in the studio again, you can talk garbage to me.
Yeah. Why don't you?
Hey, he was composed enough to call me Hamilton this time. We'll take that. So, Kay, we're going back to UK. Bucky Irving, his line for rushing yards, 62.5. You going over or under there?
Over. Because that's like what he's been doing week in, week out. It just that one feels right. It kind of feels like you did me a favor giving me that one. I like this one. You can absolutely run on the Falcons defense. Big night. And by the way, he's back from injury. It's his 3rd game back. He's good. He's good. Let's do this.
All right, Gronk, back to you. The over-under for Bijan's rushing yards, 73.5. Does he go over or under that tomorrow night?
I'm going with over with Bijan Robinson. I mean, their passing game has been just horrendous. They got to get it going, with the run game if they want any chance to win versus the Buccaneers.
All right, Kay, one anytime touchdown scorer for the Falcons.
I'm going to do what Gronk does to me. After you give me like a prop that I go, he picks that person to be the touchdown scorer. I see you do that every week. I'm going to go Bijan Robinson. I'm going to follow Gronk's little footsteps in the snow there in Colorado. The Bucks have given up the 2nd most touchdowns to running backs in the passing game. He's going to have, I'm going to go further. He's going to have a catch and run for a score. That's what it's going to be.
All right, Gronk, one anytime touchdown scorer for the Buccaneers. Do what you were born to do. Let's go.
Well, Hamilton, I don't think Kay's a true analyst because she just copies what I say and just uses the guys that I go with. So that's not really true analyzing. That's just going with, what I see. But I understand. I would go with what I see too, Kay. So that makes sense. So maybe you're the best analyst out there then. But I'm going with anytime touchdown score. I'm going with my guy who I will never mess up his name again, Emeka Egbuka.
Wow.
Let's go.
That's a good one. Hamilton, no, please don't wrap yet. I have a proposal. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Can we get Hamilton back? I don't like what you're saying about Philip. I'm taking it. I can't get it out of my head. If he starts this weekend against Seattle, I think he starts. You think that's crazy? If he starts, do it. Can I get an extra point, Hamilton?
I'll allow it. Yeah. If Philip Rivers starts against the Seattle Seahawks this week, I'll award an extra point.
And it doesn't matter how he looks.
Hamilton, I can't argue with that. She gets
Okay,
an extra
love
point
that.
if Philip Rivers starts. But like, there's something going on, like, because like I was like, I don't see him really doing so well. And Kay, you were getting a little, offensive over there, like about
Yeah,
Philip Rivers
I love
not
him.
playing for 5 years, practicing for 1 week and starting. Like, you must
Hey.
know something that I don't know over there.
Hey, Gronk, would you come out of retirement to be on the practice squad, or would you come out of retirement to play the game? Like,
All right,
what?
Kay. Well, here we go. Here we go. Here's a great story for both you and Hamilton
Tell
right now.
me.
When I was not first time retired, when I was second time retired, I almost came back. It was about 10 weeks into the season. I had a meeting with the Buccaneers, and they wanted me back. I kind of wanted to come back. I thought about it just a little bit, but I walked away from the meeting. I said, I have to truly want it in my heart to come back. But before we left the meeting, there was already a game plan established for me to get back to where I need to get to be in game ready and in game shape and game eligible so I could perform. It was to be on the practice squad for the first 2 to 3 weeks and treat it like a training camp for myself, and then activate me for the final 3 to 4 games and then go into the playoffs. And that's why I truly don't see, I understand that Philip Rivers is on the practice squad because I kind of went through that experience, but I don't see him starting already week 1 because I think he needs, exercise his mind and his arm once again at the level that he needs to, if it's still even there. And they got to evaluate him too, if it's even smart to put him in as the starter. And I think it would take about 2 to 3 weeks in the practice squad, just like the plan that I was going to have if I ended up coming back, that for my 3rd year in Tampa. But it just never happened. My heart wasn't there, and I thought it wasn't going to be a good idea.
Very well said. I almost think I need you to have like a glass of scotch and like a robe and a pipe or something, the way this background looks.